that composite score on that social measure, and also between alpha and the social pragmatic problem. So essentially, when children were showing greater patterns of activity to faces than objects, they also were showing better social behavior and fewer social problems. So I think that's also pretty exciting. Now, currently, what we've done is to follow these children longitudinally, and after the intervention, they were simply allowed to enter the community and receive whatever interventions that they chose. I mean, we helped to transition them very carefully, of course, from the program into the community, but essentially they chose what they wanted. Now, one of the very interesting things is that when we looked at the number of hours of one-on-one intervention that parents were going out and seeking and often paying for themselves, we found that children in the community group were seeking about twice as the number of one-on-one hours between ages 4 and 6 when we saw them again, as compared to the kids in the Early Start Denver model. So when we think about cost-benefit analyses, I think this really shows that if you can invest early, that down the road we'll need fewer of these more expensive kinds of treatments. But we also then saw the children at age 6, and we started to see other changes emerging. And essentially, by age 6, we start to see reductions in the core symptoms of autism, as well as some associated symptoms in the Early Start Denver model group. So essentially, we saw lower symptoms that had to do with difficulties in social affect in the Early Start Denver model group, lower repetitive behaviors, greater social responsiveness on the social responsiveness scale, again, lower levels of repetitive behaviors. Interestingly, significantly lower levels of hyperactivity and irritability. So